Yeah,
sitting in
just
a hot
talking.
tub 6 feet away because we don't want a disease.
Are you
Anyways,
wearing a
howdy there.
mask?
No, I'm not right now. I'm social distancing. I don't have any friends to socially distance from. Howdy there, true believers. Welcome back to New World Nerds. I am Superman Nico, and I don't always forget my name, but most of the time I do. Um, what is this? Is it a podcast episode for the New World Nation? Who knows? But I do know that I'm here with my very good friend Andy York from the Dorks Next Door. Make some noise.
What's up? It's been a while.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we say that every time, but it's always any bit of time is always too long. I think we can all agree.
Yes,
So,
it is.
we're
Especially
ready-
during these times. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that 100%. Like yesterday, this was supposed to happen yesterday. All my fault. Don't blame Andy. But I was a little sad that I wasn't able to do it yesterday. But I'm glad we were able to do it today, and I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And do you ever? And I try to change the default description for our videos, and every time it goes back to the other one. What do I do at this point? Who knows? Anyways, so we are going to talk about Umbrella Academy Season 2. Don't worry if you haven't finished all of it. We're going to do our very best in the whole wide world to only spoil the first half of it. So the first 5 episodes, episodes 1 through 5. We were originally going to do the first 2 episodes, but it's just too diggly dang good. We couldn't stop watching it. Andy, what was your thoughts of Umbrella Academy Season 1?
Season 1, I actually did not know anything about it beforehand, and so I just kind of started watching it, and my plan was, it was like a Saturday or something, and my plan was to watch like 1 or 2 episodes, and then like if I enjoyed it I'll watch it later, whatever. And then 10 episodes later I finished the entire season in one day. So I was a big fan of Season 1.
Excellent.
Really enjoyed it, and it got me hooked to where I was like reading up on like the Umbrella Academy comics and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. That's always the best.
I didn't get any, but like I was always just like, I went on like a rabbit hole of like what exactly it was, which is really cool. But then I forgot it all before Season 2 came out.
Yeah, I mean, that's always good. Like, when I started to get into Game of Thrones, it was always like, do I Google more stuff? Because I want to know stuff, but do I want to spoil the rest of it for me? And
I've kind of been doing that with the upcoming Dune movie or whatever.
Okay. Dune? Is it pronounced Dune or Dune?
Is it Dune? Is it Dune?
Is it
Whatever
Dunk?
it is. Dunk, whatever. The adult version of Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm not ready for it
I've been
yet.
doing
I'm
that
still
a
a
little bit,
child, but you know, it'll work.
Exactly.
I mean, Oscar Isaac looks pretty freaking sexy in it. Am I right?
He does.
Jeez. Anyways, but I do that as well. Movies is what got me into comics in the first place. I know it's usually like the other way around for most people. Like, no, Marvel movies got me into a comic book store. I know that's the plan. That was always the plan for them, right? But it never really works out that way. But it did this time. It worked on me, and that's why we're even talking right now, probably, because I like those movies so much.
I'm the same way, though. I didn't like really pick up a comic until after probably the first Avengers movie, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, and then kind of went from there.
Yeah, and I'd watched like the shows as a kid, and of course, who didn't like Spider-Man as a kid, like growing up in the time we grew up in? Like, you know, who's like, well, that's Spider-Man sucks. Like, I feel like Tobey Maguire was our Christopher Reeve for that generation. Maybe that's a stretch. I don't care. You don't get to tell me what my opinion is.
Right, because my opinion of Tobey Maguire is a little different.
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, I forgot.
You know my views on.
Yeah, I know all of your wrong views. Anyways,
I give the second one respect. The second one has my respect. It's earned my respect.
Okay.
The other two are just there.
And then the third one is like, now dig on this.
Yeah, and then the Amazing Spider-Man came out, and I was like, "Ooh, Maguire wasn't that bad."
Yeah, I thought about it the other day. The last thought before we actually jump into Umbrella Academy.
Yeah,
I was like, I would trade both of Andrew Garfield movies in for a Spider-Man 4 by Tobey Maguire.
You know, I would be okay with that too.
Yeah, I just love Sam Raimi too. He's just really awesome, and he's just a nerd. Like he's just one of us.
Have you seen Oh, what's the horror movie he does? That's like
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yes. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw the first one. I think.
Yeah. After seeing that with the budget he had, I'm very excited for the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, that was going to be awesome.
For that budget that he'll have for that. That'll be fun.
Very exciting stuff. So, without further ado, let's jump into Umbrella Academy. So my first thoughts of season 1, I was just like Andy. I was not someone who had known about them in the comic books or anything like that. Was definitely first exposed to them. But I really love these ensemble shows. I think, I don't know if it's what Avengers did to me, but I just love ensemble casts. And I felt like this was a very good one. And one thing that this season didn't do, or this continuation, this season 2, because I guess none of them really blew up, but that could be because every single person's project on the planet got halted, Yeah. But these people didn't blow up like, say, someone from Stranger Things did, and I feel like all that cast, it feels like the whole season is making up reasons for why they don't meet. And for season 2 of Umbrella Academy, I felt like, hey, how about let's do Marvel Phase 3? Let's do some Marvel team-ups. Let's have these two characters go on an adventure, or let's have these two characters have a conversation. And at this point in the season 2 of a show, I love the world, and that's okay. You can totally expand it. But I also want to go deeper into the characters, and I felt like that's exactly what season 2 did.
Yeah, I think my favorite part is, in season 1, it was mainly about Vanya more than the others, in a weird way. Mm-hmm. But in this one, it was like every single character got multiple moments to shine in each episode. It wasn't like an episode to episode basis. So we're even a character, I'm not going to necessarily spoil anything yet, but even a character like the Handler. She got moments to shine. Where in the first season, she didn't get a whole lot to do. Yeah. And so I thought it was really, really cool that these characters got even more chances to show depth to them, more than just, hey, they're superpowered beings. They're apparently a family. They don't get along. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Now they're able to flesh out some other things that are really, really cool. Yeah, and I mean, it still does that thing where it shows you, it'd be really badass. This thing, just kidding. That's not happening yet. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it, especially the first half. I don't think there was a dull moment. Like I said, we were just planning on doing the first 2 episodes, and then neither of us could stop watching. And I think one says maybe we need to do other stuff, but also that just speaks to the quality of the show and how endearing these characters are. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of those the plot didn't drag us in. It was the character development this season that really got me in. Mm-hmm. And so we open up. I think we should just jump into maybe some, not necessarily spoiler things, but just kind of get off where we find our characters. So at the end of last season, they all jump with 5, just because there's nothing else to do because Vanya started a whole apocalypse, blew up the moon. Hashtag Robotnik did it first. Play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Thank you. Just going to let everybody know that. Sprinkle that little gem on there. But yeah, so they just jumped in and we found out where they ended up. Looks like 5 still isn't super great at time traveling yet. No, and they all not. End up in different times in the same alley, but years apart or so. Some of it's years apart, some of it's just months apart. Yeah. And so we see what happens to each character when they're on their own for an extended period of time, except for 5, because that's really where the show starts, is when 5 gets left in the 1960s, because that's where they all end up. And what do you think about this? Did you have any inkling of where they would be ending up, or how do you like the way they started this season? I had no idea where they were going after season 1. But I do really enjoy how each character got dropped in at either a different year or a different time. Because I think the earliest one was I think the first one we saw, I may be wrong, but the first one we saw was Klaus. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was also, and he dropped in the 60, either in 1960 or 1961, something like that. But we see all these different characters drop in at different times, and we just see. What I really like is we see their different reactions to the situation that they're in. Yeah. So Luther's first reaction is to literally just start screaming Allison's name and starts crying.
Yeah. But the funniest part of that was the homeless man also screaming Allison.
And then you get Klaus's reaction, who is just like freaking out, but not really freaking out. I think Klaus is probably one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's definitely my girlfriend's favorite character, and I knew that before she even said anything when we watched season 1. I was like, hey, I bet I know who your favorite character is. She's like, nuh-uh. And I was like, Klaus. And she's like, damn it. Like all the damn Twilight got to her again. It's just that same, like, I don't know. Like, Klaus is definitely way cooler than anybody in those movies. But, I don't know. He just gives off those kinds of vibes. Like,
he does.
He's that guy, you know? He's that lovable loser like a Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, and, like, later on, which I'm not going to mention anything, but later on, he definitely gives off some, like, wrestling terms, gives off some, like, Seth Rollins vibes.
Yeah.
With, like, with all of that going on. So, like, I was like, I'm really digging this right now. This is really, really great.
Hashtag Rollins did it first. Yeah, they're stealing from everybody now.
They are, I'm telling you. But I really enjoy how, like, the characters were broken up, and then, like, we get to see how they would react in each situation and, like, scenario that they were put in.
Yeah, and I'm going to go to the comments real quick. I just want to check in every once in a while. Gump's videos saying, hey, how far are you? And I just said we talked about it. We got Bronx Sushi 2, the sequel. Spoil away. I just finished Umbrella Academy 2 this afternoon. Gump also wrapped it up in late 1960s to mid to late 1963.
Yeah.
Time travelers always go to JFK assassination or Titanic. Yes, how'd you know?
It's either the JFK assassination or the Lincoln assassination. It's always one of the two.
Yeah, or you gotta, in X-Men First Class, you gotta stop the Cuban Missile Crisis. But wait, that's not time travel. Where's the Terminator? Why doesn't the Terminator go back to any of these? Maybe that would stop the Skynet. Maybe, do you think about that? Huh?
Maybe.
Jeez. God, John Connor sucks. No wonder he's died in the new movies. Spoiler alert. He died in every... Like, which one hadn't he died in is really what I want to know. Anyway, who cares? Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. So I think, like I said, it was really cool seeing the way they start off the season. Really cool. Really interesting. Really fresh take, even not to overuse a word. But... I really liked how a side character or two side characters from last season, Hazel talks about how he got 20 years with the lady from the donut shop. I'm so sorry that I don't remember your name, lady from the donut shop. But they were relationship goals. Like, they were the cutest couple of all time. And I just wanted them to do well. And I'm so glad that they got to live out the rest of their days together. And I think that's all we needed. Like, we don't need like Barb from Stranger Things to come back and be the number 12, you know, like we don't need, or 11, 13, whatever. We don't need that. We just need to know that these side characters are okay and that they live out their dreams. Like, there's another side character in this, and I don't know who doesn't have quite the same fate, and it really gets me upset. Because I thought he was a really nice guy, just tried to do nice things. Maybe I spoiled it already. Who cares? But yeah, that's just kind of the vibes I get. We want to hear these for our side characters, you know?
Right.
We want them to get their due. And
but it did take me a minute to remember who Hazel was, if I'm going to be real honest. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh yeah, he's that one dude that wore the mask, and then I had to like remind myself of what exactly happened in season 1.
Yeah. I messed up. I told Andy before we went on that he was like, oh, good thing they do the catch ups. I was like, yeah, I didn't know that you could like rewatch those after you accidentally exit out of it. And so I exit out of it, and I'm like, damn it. So there's that. It's okay though. So it was interesting to see how everybody adapted. Vanya quickly forgot that she was like a living weapon.
I feel like that's like her gimmick now.
Oh, what? That she was like, oh, I'm the most powerful one again. I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah, and then she forgets everything, and then
Yeah, I think you're right, because basically what happened, I heard a rumor that you forgot everything.
Yeah.
And then we got Klaus, because of course he's a cult leader. Sorry, not a cult. Whatever he says. And it's like, I'll make sure there's no like, I love that whole story. I loved Klaus and Ben. I thought they were a really good duo, and I'm interested to see where they take it. But I thought even in the first half of the season, very cool, very fun stuff. Klaus is a little bit of a big old jerk when he doesn't tell his family that Ben's right there. It gets me so mad when he does. Ben can't do anything. It's like when you know the answer to two podcasters, like when they're trying to figure out, like, what was that person in again? And you're just yelling in your car, like, they were in Titanic. How don't you remember? That's what I feel like it is to be a ghost. Like, so that's the anxiety. It's like, somebody listen to me.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that.
So if someone's going to be like, I told you they were trying to do this in Umbrella Academy. This was the donut lady's name. And they're just screaming at us. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's how it is to be a ghost. And that's how I felt for Ben. So I really like,
but I think Ben is one of my favorite characters of the season too.
Oh, definitely.
Of like, even though we don't get to see a whole lot with him or from him, his relationship to Klaus is like really, it's different from season one, but it's really special and funny, like right off the rip. I think they work really, really well together.
Definitely. And I think, and I don't know if that's in the first 5 episodes, so I won't say it. We'll go into what the other said. But we did get right off the bat the stakes right away. And I think what we were talking about is like before the title sequence even shows up, we get to see a full-fledged Umbrella Academy team, full-fledged Team Zero, whatever you want to call them. I wanted to call them Task Force X, just because I feel like they're basically mutants, right? The mutants, and they have all their weird powers because they don't really have a theme. Let's be honest. There's no real theme.
No, they don't. They don't.
So it's just like also like certain characters like Allison, you wouldn't really think that like, would she be good in like a war? But I mean, she's been using it just fine, so it works out.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see them firing on all cylinders. And, much like stealing candy from a baby, they just yanked it right out of our hands like how you don't get any. So I was like, oh, dude, is this going to start right here? And then, of course, you saw the nukes come down. And nope, this is happening. Nope. We have a deadline, 10 days. Stop Doomsday, pretty please.
Yeah, and this is when I kind of got like a little nervous of like, this is a repeat of last year.
Uh-huh.
Like this is going to be lazy, because that tends to happen in like the Netflix shows of like season 1 is super successful and then season 2 is basically like a copy and paste of season 1 to try to get the same. Because like I think when you look at a show like Jessica Jones, for me, season 1 was fantastic.
Yep.
Then season 2 was like basically almost the same thing as season 1, and it didn't work as well because you've already seen it. So I was kind of getting nervous with this one of like, we're going to get the same exact thing of it's going to be a copy and paste of season 1 all over again.
Yeah, I remember watching season 2 of Jessica Jones, and I could that was like work because I just hated her best friend, the whole Trisha Walker. Yeah. She was the worst.
Worst.
People were like, "Oh, but Brie Larson's Captain Marvel." I was like, "No, this is the worst MCU character of all time."
Yes. Definitely.
Whatever. Even if it's not, it's actually MCU adjacent. Blah blah blah. Shut up. It
doesn't matter. It still has MCU in the title, which means it's trash. She's not that great.
Yeah.
I think I would put Iron Fist above her, and that's
Iron Fist. Something. I would say I'd put the side characters in Iron Fist ahead of her.
I would put the side characters in Iron Fist ahead of Iron Fist, but
boom, you get roasted. You done got. Dang. All right. Anyways, but yeah, so we got so let's see where all of them ended up, and I think that really says something about each individual character, and I think that's the point, right? 5 comes back, okay, the stakes immediately get higher because he keeps messing with the timeline. Who is he? Is he 5 or is he Barry Allen?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's a line in this, and I believe it's in the first 5 episodes, and if it's not, who cares? It's not that spoiler of a thing. But Vanya said, I don't care. New timeline, new me. And I was just like, if that's not a Flash Vine, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
It's just like Barry showing up in his sunglasses. What's up? New timeline, new me. I don't care. I saved my mother 3 times.
She's died 3 times.
She's died 3 times. I'll bring her back. Say something else.
After the 3rd time, you would think it would be like relevant of like, oh, she's supposed to die, so just let her die.
Not my mom. You think Batman's got parents issues now? But yeah, so what were we talking about? Okay, Klaus became cult leader.
Yeah.
Luther definitely has daddy issues. Just straight up became someone's bitch immediately.
Yep.
And I don't understand why. I guess he just has daddy issues. That's it. That's his arc.
He needs someone to tell him what to do.
Yeah, that's it. And then so we got Diego, who wants to be a hero more. He's got his delusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
And
but she has some secret daddy issues that we.
Oh, they're not that secret. Like he tore him up.
They're not that secret, but.
And also got stabbed by his dad. Got him.
But
yeah, he was getting annoying to you?
Yes.
Like I was like, dude, drop it already. Sorry, but he's supposed to die. Like that's it. Stop messing with the timeline.
Yeah.
You can't save everybody. No. Like, do you have a personal vendetta in this, or are you just playing hero? That's literally.
Have you never watched Family Guy when Brian stopped 9/11?
Yeah. Oh, good job.
He wrote the Harry Potter novels.
Of course. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Why didn't you watch a specific Family Guy episode before the apocalypse in 2019?
Exactly.
Oh, I thought it was such a funny line. It's like, I told them they had until 2019. It was a good one.
I think Klaus's reaction to like his cult that he created is hilarious. Of like he's completely annoyed with them.
Yes.
And he just like he ditches them while they're in Mexico or something like that.
Something like that.
But he just completely ditches him after he like dates or marries this old woman that's rich and
uses Ben to do a Chris Angel.
Yes, I mean, if you had a ghost that was able to do that, wouldn't you?
100%, 1,000%. Me and Justin would be doing. We'd be fixing poker games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
100%. We'd be all about that, boss. Something else happened with Klaus, and I don't remember what it was, but I thought it was super funny. I lost it already. So I'll just go to the comments real quick. I wasn't a fan of Diego this season, sadly. It was just a broken record. No spoiler there. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's exactly what me and Andy were saying.
Yeah.
We 100%. Diego's just like, bro, get some substance to your character, bro.
What is his superpower exactly? He's just good.
He can curve shit. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, is he just like, what is he, Gambit? Like, but no, he curves stuff. Like he's like a character from Wanted.
But then, like later on, which this is, I know for sure this is after 5 episodes, but he does something in a specific episode where I did not realize he had the power to do that.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, so I feel like I'm doing good about the spoiler stuff. Because I literally can't. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I remember in the very beginning, like he like jumps and does a twirly spin in the air. He does Starship Pain by John Morrison's finisher, basically, and all the bullets like go around him. So I think like he has the power to curve just shit like knives and bullets and stuff like that.
Okay, I think that makes sense.
Allison, I was a little surprised that she just already got married. Like, I'm totally, but I guess she needed something to hold on while she was there, and she is like a family woman back in 2019, like she has a daughter.
Yeah.
And I thought she should have been more, upset about not being able to see her daughter again, like trying to get back, and I was like, oh wait, no, everybody's dead. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then like, no, as soon as they heard that, like, about a way to get back and also have everybody survive, she was like, oh yeah, I'm about that. Like, I have a daughter. So.
Man, didn't the 60s suck though?
Dude, oh my gosh, so much. And like, I feel like people are always like recommending me stuff on Netflix. Like, oh, you got to watch The Way They See Us. Oh, you got to watch what's another? The Green Book. Oh, you got to watch. Yeah. No, I know racism's bad, and I know it's gonna get me mad, so I don't watch that stuff. You can say, well, like, bro, that's just as bad as. No, it's not. Trust me.
Like, I was getting I was getting like extremely pissed off because I think this happens I think the sit-in happens in the 3rd episode, and during that entire scene, I was like, man, we were the worst, and I'm white, so I can say this. We were the worst in the 60s.
Yeah.
we were useless in the 60s.
And that's why I just feel like, you people, Andy, just I just feel like they have no legs to stand on in anything.
No.
But but here they go, standing away all the time.
Like the guy that like puts his foot in the door and like blames the guy, says the guy assaulted him. I'm like, dude, you are a dick. What the heck?
It just makes your blood boil. And then people don't understand why people would protest or get upset or, you know, start to riot even. Like, I know it's just like they're upset. And just, this isn't a political podcast, but.
No, but I love that because they obviously made this before 2020 happened.
Because
and like
the
crap year that 2020
it's always been happening.
Yeah. But like, it's amazing how like even this that came out and was made, like it was created before all this stuff has happened here recently, is like it fits in perfectly with what's going on today.
Yep.
It's just it's weird. It's weird how things happen like that.
Totally weird or stupid. We're all a bunch of idiots.
Yes.
It's just, and let me finish my thought. Like, I know it's not a political podcast, but saying that Black Lives Matter isn't political. Saying that
it's not.
Maybe just stop killing minorities shouldn't be political. And we can say that because there's no possibility of us getting canceled or trolls because we're so small.
We are so small.
And that's okay.
If somebody wants to come and cancel me, that's fine.
Yes.
That's fine.
It was going to happen.
Just my parents listening anyway, so.
Yeah. Amen. And guess what? You can't cancel me, Mom and Dad.
No, you have to love me.
In your face. But yeah, it makes your blood boil. And I know for a lot of the stuff that comes out, it's like, I know that's the point. Like, it's supposed to get you mad. And it's just like, well, then I'm not going to watch it. Like, because I know it will get me mad. Congratulations, you did it. Now I'm mad. But yeah, it's just so hard to watch. Like, and Gump said something in the comments, the sit-in and the homophobic shit really pissed me off, man. Like, not in a show way. Yeah. And it's just how it goes, man. Like, they know exactly where to hit you. And the worst part about it, the part that hurts the most is that it happened and it continues to happen.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't happen to the degree that it happened in the 60s. No. But the fact that it's still happening
is ridiculous.
The issue, is the problem. And that's why shows like this of like, if you go back to like 2019, she didn't have to deal with any of this. Neither one of them, neither her or Klaus or Vanya had to deal with any of this.
Yeah.
But then you put them in a setting with the 60s and like their entire character dynamic just completely changes.
And even Vanya.
Yeah.
Did you say Vanya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. In my head, I just thought of Vanya. But yeah, totally. And yeah, like she says, like, oh, I thought, like, there's a part that Ray says, I don't remember, I don't think it matters, it's not spoilery, but he said, like, but I thought you said we're doing good work here, that it makes an impact up there. She's like, it does, it definitely made an impact, like, definitely was influential and did good, but it doesn't mean, like, we're still not fighting in 2019.
Exactly, yeah. And I love his reaction to when he finds out that there was a black man as president. I was like that would be that would be unheard of in the 60s.
Definitely. And he's like, now I know you're lying. Now I know you work for FBI. No, and at first when she used her rumor powers, I think it was the 3rd episode when the riot started after the sit-in. Yeah. And she used her powers and he was mad. I'm like, what are you mad about? Get over yourself. And then I realized that, oh no, like obviously he didn't think that she had powers. Like, that wasn't his first instinct. And
then like she gets annoyed that like people want to like see you use your power after you say you have you have
come
power.
on,
it's like,
everyone's gonna say prove it. That's a normal
response.
Yeah, I could say I have a power right now, but nobody would believe me unless I start shooting fireballs out of my eyeballs.
Exactly.
I'll never tell. Oh my OMG, the Klaus scene with the Vietnam lover, oh my god, I wanted to cry. I just was like, Klaus, stop. Like
Yeah,
you're
that
just
was
hurting
that was hard to watch.
It's just you're hurting yourself and like
Yeah,
you're hurting him. Like you're confusing him and like
that would be another time to be like that would be really bad to be a ghost. Is like you can't like you could go somewhere, but you're attached to Klaus, and
Yeah.
so like you just kind of have to sit here and watch it happen.
Yeah, instead of going and watching your cool lady friend. I'm old. I was around in the 1960s. It was really worse then. Thank you, Bronx Sushi. I appreciate the fact check on us. I know that sounded sarcastic. I promise I didn't mean it that way. I really do appreciate you commenting. And Gabriella's in the chat. I didn't really care for Allison in her first season, but I do appreciate her a lot more in this one. She had so much shit thrown at her, losing her daughter, being separated from her family, and dropped in the 60s. And the actress did a really good job of showing that money and race had nothing to do with class and empathy.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, well, dang, just come on
Coming
into
in
the
with the deep
podcast.
stuff.
Dang, dude. I guess I'll just leave and you can take my seat. Dang, dude. You could talk to Andy about Umbrella Academy. Yeah, I agree. Allison was pretty annoying, I thought, in the first season, but she definitely was a highlight, I would say, of this season.
And I completely forgot that Vanya like cut her throat at the end.
Yeah,
she was like, I didn't talk for a year, and I was like, wait, why? And then I was like, oh, that's why I forgot.
Yeah, and I just realized, like, didn't they do the same thing to Black Canary on CW?
Yes. They're just copying everything.
Dang,
copy paste.
I don't know who copied who in the CW though. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who cares?
The Swedes. So let's talk about the Swedes for a bit. What the fuck? Like, I remember watching it and I was just like, nobody with white hair has ever been good besides Luna Lovegood.
Yeah.
And Princess Yue, but she turned into the moon. Look at her up there, all high and mighty. That's it. Those are the only two people with white hair that are good. Look it up.
Yeah.
Comments come after me.
But it was like their introduction was just really random.
I don't know about you, but did it look like they were drinking like special milk? Like, did that milk look shiny?
Yes.
Like, was that time traveler's milk?
It looked like it was like a light blue.
Yeah.
And
oh
so
my gosh, they're Tatooians.
That's yeah. And I was like,
milk.
this is. But yeah, they were. I mean, they weren't. They were good for being like a side plot that didn't really hold much weight to the main story.
Yeah.
But I think they definitely had their moments where they shined, but they weren't anything like special. They weren't anything like Hazel and I don't remember the other.
I don't remember the other one's name.
But she was funny. I liked her a lot too.
Yeah, I was kind of sad that she wasn't in this season, but I guess Mary J. Blige, one, is a very busy woman, and two, I'm pretty sure like. Never mind, I'm not going to finish that sentence. Because regardless of part one, I commented on that milk had some crap in it, and I was like, no, don't drink that. That's sour milk. Very good go. And so, yeah, immediately it became about the JFK assassination, because why wouldn't it? What do you think of, and I won't say anything more about her, but Lila. What do you think about that character?
I thought she was just a crazy. I thought she was just going to be an inmate that was along for the ride at first. Mm-hmm. But then, because when they escape, it's like it's in the first. It's definitely in the first.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. They reveal who she is in the fifth one, like that she's working for the commission and the handlers.
Okay, so I saw that coming.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like,
I didn't see what comes later on. That completely blew my mind.
Yes,
but
I agree.
That working for the handler, I didn't think she was going to be the daughter of the handler.
Yes, I thought she worked for the commission. I thought she was planted in there.
Yeah,
because that kind of just seems to go with like their MO. Like, hey, we have more people than you think. We've seen all this play out. Blah blah blah. So on and so forth. But yeah, I thought when she was like, "Oh, my mother taught me how to fight like that," I was like, "Really?" I thought you said she was dead. So that's really what caught me off guard. And also, like, okay, you can learn how to fight, but like you also immediately stop being crazy. And then, in my head, I was like, oh wait, it's the '60s. They don't know anything about mental illness.
Yeah, people that weren't crazy were thrown into insane asylums in the '60s. So.
Yeah, but still, you like knew that nothing is ever as
something
it
was
seems.
up.
Yes.
Yeah, something was up for sure. But that was a nice misdirection.
Yes.
For what takes place later on, it was a nice misdirection for what happened.
Yes. So we talked about the Swedes, and I think that's probably the weakest part of the season for me.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. You're not going to hit 1,000 all the time. You're not going to have bangers after bangers.
No. They did have some cool moments, but it was... They were just kind of there. They didn't do a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think when... that actually doesn't happen yet until to episode 7, so I won't mention that. But yeah, we get... Everybody hates 5.
Which is normal.
Yeah, but I'm just like, you guys would all be freaking dead if you didn't even attempt to jump you guys. So everyone chill out.
Yeah. This is the best of a bad scenario. It's not perfect, but it works.
Yeah, it's like you guys could just be dead and you guys wouldn't have anything to worry about anymore. Luther is someone's bitch, I wrote down in my notes. And also, I loved it when Luther did nitrous. I don't know. I don't think that's a big spoiler. But I thought it was super funny though. When he did nitrous.
Hilarious. That was hilarious.
And when he finds out that Allison is married, he just eats and eats his feelings.
That was an awkward scene too, man.
Yeah, and I was like, also, this guy thinks that you're her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like how they address it. I don't know when it was, but they definitely address it, and I thought it was great. There might be another dance scene. I'm not sure. I would say on par with I Think We're Alone Now. Actually, yes, because I think it was really fun, and it was when they were in the beauty parlor.
Klaus and Vanya and Allison.
Yeah, and they were dancing to Sam Cooke, and I was like, "This is great. I love this. I would love to reenact this."
The music in this season,
oh yeah, top tier,
was hilarious and amazing because they had a Swedish cover of
"Hello,"
"Hello" from Adele by Adele.
Yeah.
And then they had a cover of Billie Eilish's Bad Guy.
Yeah, I don't think that comes out in the first 5 episodes, but that's not a spoiler.
No, but it's not a spoiler. But it's just like the songs, I'd be like, oh, this sounds familiar. And then like I would listen, and I was like, this is weird and amazing, and it fits their characters definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
It fits like what they're going with.
Gabby said, why were the cats so creepy looking? I agree. Those are some freaky looking cats.
I was more disturbed by the dude just sitting in his tidy whities cooking. While they were throwing knives at each other.
You don't do that? You don't do that with your brothers?
No, not really.
Well, now who's the weird one? Me.
I guess me.
No, I'm just saying. Luther doing nitrous was funny, but really depressing. Yeah. That's kind of what comes with the drug use. The cats were demonic. Music was stellar. 5 is cool. He is an old man with teenage hormones. 5 is really cool. Can we all agree that he'd be a perfect Damian Wayne, and why haven't they done that?
Yes, I have thought the same exact thing.
I think everybody's like, Warner Brothers, can you just get this going, please, before he ages out of it? And like, yeah, you can make him Nightwing too. Like, no,
yeah, why not?
I don't know. People would get people are mad. People would be mad about anything. I don't know why I say anything.
Yeah,
no, I was gonna bring up Star Wars something. Now I'm not gonna bring it up. Gabby agrees. Music was 5 stars. What else was I gonna say about this season? Or the first half, I guess, of the season. I don't know where they are. I think they're about to meet the dad. Starting.
Yeah, they know he's there.
Yes, and guess what? Still a prick.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, I think you find out.
Oh, we do get to see.
You get to see.
I think we do get to see. Is it in the first 5 episodes we get to see the baby?
Yes, you get to see Pogo. I think
baby Pogo.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when what's his face gets stabbed.
It's the same episode.
I think it's Which one is that? Yeah, I know it's the same episode. Yeah, it's definitely got to be in the first 5 episodes. I just don't know which ones exactly.
I think season 4 is when they go to that dinner party.
Yeah, it is. So I'm guessing
it's gonna be like episode 2.
Yeah, it's episode 2. It's episode 2 when they go and they see Pogo for the first time.
Yeah,
and that was really cool. And so I was about to ask another thing. Never mind. But Pogo was really cool, and the dad was pretty handy with whatever he's got, and there's a revelation about him that I was not expecting.
That completely shocked me.
Yeah, and we can talk about that the next time we get together. But I think the first half of the season, I'm trying to think of which one might be better, the first half or the second half. But I think they're both really solid, and it really doesn't help that you watch all of them in the same couple days.
Yeah, because they also have to run together.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I do like how it felt like they weren't just apart just to be apart.
Yeah.
Like, I liked how they still were all in relatively the same area. Like I mentioned earlier, with Stranger Things, it felt like they make up scenarios so why these characters don't meet because they're all too expensive. Like to have them in one shot, obviously. So that's why they're like, oh, so and so's over here, so and so's over there. They got to talk about the dang Russians.
Yeah.
And then for this one, it felt like they maybe all weren't in the same place. But, like, there's two of them here, two of them there. But not even, you didn't even really feel like that. They felt like, oh, they're on their way to go meet up with the others. I don't know. I just like how they did it. It seems like they skipped the problem like Marvel Phase 2 had. It's like, okay, how do you bring a bunch of heroes together? We done that. What do we do? How do we break all these heroes up and make it make sense? It's really hard to do. So in Phase 3, they did the Marvel team-ups with the Civil War and with Thor Ragnarok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we get to see these cool little dynamics between them. We got to see the cool dynamics, but also they finally understood family and they hung out with each other more.
And I feel like that's like the theme. I feel like that's the theme that they go back to, like because they had that in the first season. They became a family, kind of towards the end, and then that's like the overarching thing of like season 2. Is like they're still trying to figure out how to be a family because they've been split up for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, except for 5, he's only been gone for like 2 seconds from him.
Yeah.
But like the rest of them, they've been split up for a long time to where like when they first start to meet each other in like different scenarios and different situations, like the first thing they keep saying is, "Oh, I thought you were dead." Like I thought you were dead. So, they start to come back together, and then they have to like learn again, readjust how to become a family. And had to do things, which by the end of this season they do really, really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's all we can say about the first half of the season. Any final thoughts? I thought they did a really good job, and I think the second half did a really good job of building on the first. So I'm very excited to talk about those episodes.
Me too.
R.I.P. Hazel, 100%.
Yeah, I'm sad he died.
Yeah,
so soon.
But he got to live a life.
He did,
and that's all we can ever ask for. Sorry, I had to go deep right there. That's actually it's a Sandman comic. It was I won't explain. I was going to explain it. There's no need to. I'm going to explain it now. There's a Sandman comic. This guy gets mad because he gave like all of his good years to a factory. Worked in a factory for 40 years, and then death comes to his doorstep. And it's just like, hey, like, it's your time. He's like, well, what the heck was all of it for? Like, that's not fair, this and that. Like, why? And he was like, you get what everybody gets, a lifetime. And then he took him. Anyways, good comic book. Check it out. There's a, not a sponsor, there's an audio book of the Sandman. And James McAvoy's one of the voices in it. You gotta read it. You gotta listen to it. It's good. It's actually got good people like on the. Kat Dennings is there. Darcy from Thor.
Really?
Yeah. There's like it's actually like if this was a movie cast, you'd be like, damn, like it's like Dune caliber.
That's cool.
But it's just an audiobook. But still, cool, worth checking out.
Huh.
All right, Andy, what would you like to plug?
You can follow us on Twitter at Dorks Next Door. Definitely check out our website. We haven't done much on it because things have been busy.
Yes.
But we're gonna start doing some stuff on that very, very soon. And then this Saturday, we have our fan favorite MCU characters ranked worst from best.
Baby.
25 characters we've gone through. So that's
snap. So wait, like how does it work? Are you just compiling the list together?
Yeah, so what I did is I have like I think I ended up with like 10 lists.
Okay.
And then I averaged them out, like what place each person was, and then threw them together and did them by percentages. And there are some shockers on there.
Yeah, and
that's for sure.
If you don't put Phil Coulson on there, you're dead to me, because what the fuck?
He's in the video. He's in the video.
Yes.
He's in the video.
But it's just
You made such a big deal about it.
No, but it's just movie characters, right?
It's just the main heroes, and like if they have like a side character, so like Wong and Mantis and
Gotcha.
all of them are on there. I didn't put Ned on there because he's Ned.
Because he was in the library.
He hasn't actually
porn.
fought. He hasn't fought. So
no. But I think, now that I think about it, I think Daredevil, like Charlie Cox's Daredevil, might be my favorite MCU thing.
Ooh,
it's really good. It's just so good.
Very good. It is very good. Even like the bad, like the least or like the worst season is still like top tier Netflix MCU.
Yes, it's so like people are like, "Oh, I hate season 2." I was like, "Really?" Had the freaking Punisher in it. Like,
yeah,
Matt Murdock defended Frank Castle like in a freaking courtroom. Like, this is all I ever wanted. Like,
I think season 2 was the weakest season. But when I say weakest, it's like
still
season 1 is like A++, season 3 is like A+, and then like season 2 is like A with a little plus beside it. So like it's still like all three are really, really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Daredevil. Netflix.
I hope we see him in the MC, like in the movies at some point.
I'll be sad, and I think like honestly, like I would petition for like a Daredevil movie. Like it has the cast for it. Like,
yeah, I don't even necessarily want like a movie. I just want him to be there. Just do
I'd be
something.
fine with that too. Just like, hey, he's in the movies now.
If he shows up in like Spider-Man 3 or something like that.
After watching this, I was like, Diego, the guy who plays Diego, needs to be a superhero somewhere. I was like,
he could play. He could play.
I thought like Moon Knight
Kraven
or
the
something.
Hunter.
Yeah, he could be Kraven also.
But Moon Knight would be cool.
I thought Moon Knight, because I feel like he has the acting chops to also be a freaking lunatic. Because I think a lot of people just say, oh, Moon Knight should have a show or Moon Knight should have a movie, without actually thinking about how crazy that Moon Knight character really is. Like, he's got dissociative identity disorder. Like this guy he's
psychotic.
Yeah, like there's like he's kind of like the people are like, oh, he's like the Batman of Marvel, but is he though? Because he's also the Joker too.
Yeah.
And let me just leave you with that about Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight. I'm happy he's getting a Disney Plus show because I think they can do more on Disney Plus than they would ever get to do with like a movie for him.
Because it seems like there could be the badass Moon Knight, like the Batman-esque Moon Knight. There could be the Joker-esque Moon Knight. And there also could be like this Deadpool-esque Moon Knight where he's, get out of here, Dracula, you fucking bitch. Give me my money. Like, which one is that?
Yeah, there's a lot they could do with Moon Knight. I heard like the top person to play him right now is Shia LaBeouf.
What? That's fine. I don't care. He's a good actor, like, whatever.
It's like apparently, like I think Moon Knight. I forget the actual guy's name, but Moon Knight is like Jewish in the comic.
Mark Spector.
Yeah, he's Jewish in the comic, and like I think Shia LaBeouf is actually Jewish in real life. So make it work. Throw it together.
All right, that's going to do it for Umbrella Academy Season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at New World Nerds. Will this be a recurring podcast? Who knows, but let's hope to do it again and finish Umbrella Academy next week. Let's do it. Maybe even next Monday. What do you think? I'm putting you on the spot. All right, next Monday, 8 o'clock, maybe earlier because I don't think I work next Monday. But yeah, next Monday we'll see you for Umbrella Academy Season 2, Part 2. See you later, everybody. Have a good night. Keep an eye out there, true believers. Oh, shit. I turned on Justin's PlayStation. Shit. Where's the stream button?